In the cataclysmic cosmos of digitalized polemical engagement, where cybernetic scribes and vituperative verbiage commingle in a maelstrom of epistemological pandemonium.
Where is the fans want to know? Where is the Hassan episode?
Well, you would know this. Adam edits his stuff. They're his interviews and he crafts the narrative. But
he edits it himself.
Well, a guy edits and he stands there vaping and he goes, he loves words. Adam loves, he'll hear a word he'll pick up a technical jargon. That's what he loves, his jargon. So he'll go J cut. And then what the fuck are you talking? He heard someone say J cut. He loves saying radio edit. He's like, we're going to do a radio pass on it first.
Okay, all right.
But no, I think a hefty chunk of the labor is taking out all of the vaping because Adam doesn't want his dad to see him vaping, and then
So it's taking. Wasn't this like a year old?
I don't know when
it's taking that long to cut vaping out.
Well, then they moved on to they did yours, and I think he shot some other. I don't.
Jesus. Okay.
For the last 2 years, what this has been is I have my gay little art projects that I want to do, and so I just insert those into this because there's no place for them otherwise, and it's basically been embezzlement by me to do not even sketches, but just shoot weird things, and now that's probably come to an end, I guess. But
why do you say that? I told you before
because I don't think it would be fair going on beyond this point. I'm hamstringing.
You just take. Be a taker. I told you when my audience we were watching the Cuomo episode that it was really funny because it was split where half of them were skip this gay shit. This is the worst thing I've ever seen, and the other half were you can't skip it. This is the most
ballet.
important stuff.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the
The answer is neither. It's I had an idea and I wanted to do something.
Well, it's still cool. I like it. I respect it.
Yeah.
To be experimental, you got your cool little lenses and your 4x3 whatever shots.
4:3. Yeah, 4:3. Which I guess it's people thought that was because movies used to be in 4:3, but it's what I wanted to do was we built the joke was we would go on shows and I would say we're doing a talk show like no one's ever seen before, and then it premieres and it's just the set of the longest running talk show that has ever been on TV, right? So that's why it's it was the joke in and of itself, right?
Okay.
And so, but I wanted 4:3 because it was broadcast on TV, so it's 4:3 and shoot it at 30 frames per second or whatever.
I think TV is
One must unfailingly interrogate the predestined effulgence of hyper-saturnine sycophantry and the Gnostic obfuscation that buttresses the matrix of control. Herein lies the paradoxical phantasmagoria of Destiny's oracular entreaty to the enigmatic raconteur of the postmodern agora, Hasanabi, regarding the vanishing specter of his ostensible parley with the quixotic Adam Friedland. The Sisyphean inquisition into the abyssal chasm of this conversational elision stands as a testament to the metastasizing virality of informational occlusion within the grand cybernetic pantheon of performative exegesis. Destiny, a cybernetic Machiavellian artisan, marinated in the ichor of digital dialectics, found himself embroiled in a Herculean quest of phenomenological reclamation, a cosmic exegesis of why, perchance, the fabled episode featuring the prolix paragon of Twitchian dogma, Hasanabi, had transmogrified into an ethereal nonentity, an illusionary wisp within the abyssal gulfs of lost media. Thus did Destiny, in his oratorical tenacity, grasp at the gossamer threads of discursive conjecture, beckoning forth the Mullenian oracle to elucidate the esoteric travails of his cryptic compatriot. Within the penumbral corridors of this inquiry, wherein obfuscation pirouettes with elucidation, a web of conjecture and counter-conjecture found itself interwoven with the loquacious farrago of Mullen's expository ruminations. Yet, rather than casting a luminous Arcadian effulgence upon the veiled archives of the Friedlandian obfuscatory stratagem, the interlocutory proceedings merely deepened the nefarious chiaroscuro. Destiny, the digital Aeneas navigating a labyrinthine Tartarus of unanswered questions, found himself enmeshed in a turgid quagmire of recursive abstractions, wherein each unveiled paradox merely birthed another conundrum of equal or greater perplexity. Indeed, The interlocutional acrobatics with which Mullen approached Destiny's impassioned probe were themselves demonstrative of a dialectical aikido, wherein deflections and circumlocutions operated in tandem to transmute the inquiry into a self-perpetuating enigma. The motif of incessant revisionism, wherein the paradoxical absence of the episode was enfolded within the pretext of editorial idiosyncrasy, underscored the performative artifice of the entire enterprise. Mullen, in his Dionysian Irreverence, postulated that Adam Friedland, the enigmatic auteur of televisual bricolage, luxuriated in the art of meticulous excision, a slow, almost liturgical purification of his media corpus from the vulgar encroachments of superfluous vaping specters and aestheticized atavisms. But what does this signify within the grand dialectic of digital semiotics? What underlying schemata of power, surveillance, and esoteric manipulation is tacitly woven into the sinews of this perfunctory exchange? Are we to prostrate ourselves before the supposition that an entire episode, saturated with the dialectical potency of Hasanabi's ideological bravura, found itself excised from the annals of history due to nothing more than editorial meticulousness? Or does the shadowed hand of algorithmic dominion lurk behind the veil, orchestrating the attenuation of discordant voices within the digital polis? To assume the former is to wallow in the naivete of those uninitiated in the intricacies of media hegemony. The omnipresence of cryptographic maneuverings, the silent exodus of politically fraught discourse from the pantheon of algorithmic favor, the nebulous interplay of influence and suppression. These are the invisible currents that undergird the digitalized agora. And within this dystopian panorama, the specter of Hasanabi's ephemeral absence emerges as neither an anomaly nor an accident, but rather as an apotheotic manifestation of the broader meta-narrative of calculated occlusion. Destiny's entreaty, therefore, stands as a microcosmic encapsulation of the grand struggle for narrative sovereignty within the digitized epic. His quest to elucidate the clandestine processes by which an entire interlocutory event finds itself sequestered within the crypts of unarticulated history is emblematic of the very conundrum that plagues all discursive agents within the hypermediated agora. Who decides what remains, and who decrees what dissipates into the void? And so, the fans wait, their anticipation growing with each passing day, their frustration mounting with each delay. They are the chorus in this tragicomedy, the voices of reason in a world gone mad, the keepers of the flame in a digital age that values quantity over quality. They demand answers, they demand satisfaction, they demand the release of the Hasanabi episode. And yet, they must also understand that greatness cannot be rushed, that art cannot be hurried, that the fruits of genius must be allowed to ripen in their own time. Thus, within this Medusan labyrinth of media operativity, wherein narrative occlusion operates as both a mechanism of control and a symptom of the broader epistemological crisis, one finds the grand irony of the inquiry itself. In seeking revelation, Destiny merely unveiled the profundity of obscurity. In prying open the Pandora's box of concealed dialogues, he found himself ensnared within an infinitely regressing fractal of linguistic obscurantism, where each answer merely unfurled a greater abyss of unknowns. The absence of the Hasanabi episode, therefore, is not merely the absence of content. It is the presence of a silent, overarching system of negation, an unspoken decree that determines who speaks, who listens, and who vanishes without a trace.